What's up, Cowboys Nation? I'm Nick Eatman here with Stephen Jones, Cowboys Chief Operating Officer, and we're kind of on the back half here in our time in Oxnard. Obviously, always fun here, always good competition on the field. What has caught your eye the most about what you're seeing out there?
I just love the competition between the offense and the defense. That's not only between the players. I feel it between Dan and Mike, their competitiveness against one another. But the competition's just been outstanding. When we talked to Mike early on in the preseason, back in the mini camps and things like that, when we were considering practicing against another team, he said, we got such a competitive roster, we can control our narrative and practice against one another. I think we got plenty of competition amongst each other. I know we'll be looking forward to playing the Jaguars, and it'll be someone new to get after and actually tackle them to the ground. But it's been a great competitive camp, and certainly you feel it out there when you go out and watch these guys in pads and watch them practice and watch them compete.
So when Trayvon Diggs and Dak Prescott are going back and forth, that's healthy, right? That's not a lack of disrespect.
Absolutely. I think guys are bored out here looking for something if they think there's an issue between Dak and Diggs. I mean, that's just a very healthy, competitive situation. I love it that the guys like to get after one another like that. And like I said, I think it's a healthy situation.
Because back in the day, Dez Bryant was the guy that would kind of raise the level of competition. He would trash talk other receivers, but what it would do is it would create a good atmosphere for that practice day. It seems like on both sides you need that.
Absolutely, and Michael Irvin invented it way back. He did it against other teams. He did it against his own guys. I think he and Dion had some of the most competitive interactions, exchanges, if you will, when they would practice against one another. So, this goes way back. Dak and Diggs didn't invent this. So, like I said, it's just guys wanting to get better every day. I loved what Dak said this other day. Someone asked him if he was doing good. He goes, hell no, I'm doing great. Good's not good enough.
All right. Obviously, that's the standard that Dak's looking for, you guys are looking for. What about some of these young guys? Young guys that have kind of caught your eye? I mean, everybody kind of points to the same few players, but who are the players that have really stood out the most here?
Well, I think, obviously on a consistent basis, you got to point to a couple of the later round picks and Scott Brooks. Scott holding down that corner spot, Brooks playing the receiver spot. But we were having a personnel meeting the other day, and, Dan thinks, there's 3 or 4 guys there. If you start with Mozzie and move through to Fehoko and Scott, those are all guys that are going to help us win games this year. And, feel the same way on offense. It's great to get Schoonmaker out there the other day and see him move around some. So certainly Awesome Richards is just getting better each day. And I think he'll continue to do that.
One guy that you didn't mention is getting some work at running back with Ronald Jones missing some time and Tony Pollard missing some time. Deuce Vaughn is getting some carries, and not just out in space. He's running the ball right in the trenches.
Well, he's electric. I was sitting in the defensive meeting room watching the defensive tape the other day with Dan, and they were mentioning, boy, you better keep him in close, because once he gets out in the open field, he's electric. And just an oversight on my part. He's had a great camp, and certainly I know Mike's got a lot of ideas on how to use him in packages, that can really help us move the football.
All right, well, one more question I'll just ask about Dak and the receivers that he's got. He's got Cooks, he's got Lamb, he's got Gallup. It seems like they're really connecting well out here.
Absolutely, and I throw Tolbert in there, right there with all of them, because he's had a great camp. He's, since the day he stepped foot on the field in the preseason, mini camps, etc., he's just done a great job. Cooks has been a great influence on Tolbert, and but there is I think a great dynamic going on out there between Dak and his receivers, and certainly he's starting to get a feel for the tight ends as well. They're young, but he has a lot of respect for them, and like I said, it's great to get Schoonmaker on the field as well and see how he does as we move forward.
All right, well, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for stopping by. That's Chief Operating Officer Stephen Jones. We'll see you next time on DallasCowboys.com.